Howdy everybody, this is Rabid Goalie, and I am doing a quick little video on the iron farm I've been working on for 1.14.3. It just came out today, the release version. I needed an iron farm in the Skyblock map that I'm working on. I've been playing through it, and I'm at a point where I need an iron farm, and I knew 14.3 was coming out. It was going to change the rules for the villagers, so I held off. And I've been tinkering around with this, and this is what I came up with. I know it's probably not great. I'm not great with Redstone. If you're good with Redstone, you could probably do this better than me, far better, I'm sure. This is what I was able to come up with. So there's three things you need, from what I can see, for villagers to spawn golems. One, they need to be able to sleep. Two, they need to be able to work. And three, and this seems really important because this stopped working when I didn't have a bell in the center. All right, they need to be able to gather around the bell to gossip, and they do that at midday. So what we need is this piston to come up in the morning and drop in the evening. But they work in the morning and in the evening, so it can't pop up immediately. It's got to give them time to work. So that's what this circuit does right here. It gets a signal from the daylight sensor, and when enough time has passed in the morning, it will power this piston and push it up, and then the zombie can panic all of the villagers. And that will happen pretty soon. But at midday, we need the zombie to retract, because they need to be able to gather around this bell and gossip, because otherwise they're not going to continue to spawn golems. They will initially. You could build this farm without that bell and without this blue circuit, and initially you'd get about 45 iron in the first 10 minutes. That's what I got. Okay, the problem with that, however, is that after this is run for a little while and they haven't gotten the opportunity to gossip around that bell, this farm stops. It just stops completely, or very nearly completely. So they need to be able to gather around that bell in the afternoon, right around noon time. A little after that, but noon is good. So we need this to retract this zombie, and that's what this blue circuit does. So, all right, I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. I'm terrible at doing this, but I thought I would make this video because I've benefited from other people's efforts in the past, and I thought I would like to, do something to give back. So, okay, let me try to explain this. To push this piston up in the morning and retract it in the evening, we're getting a signal from this daylight sensor. This comparator is in subtraction mode, and we're getting our signal to subtract from here, from this lectern. This lectern is set to 9. You have to have 9 pages, and you do have to have print in each page, otherwise it doesn't work. So a signal strength of 9 coming out, feeding into here, will allow this piston to go up in the morning, as you can see, but not too early in the morning. And it will retract it in the evening, but not too late in the evening. That will give them enough time to work in the morning and in the evening, and of course at night, as you saw, they will be able to sleep, and they're panicked right now. This is basically doing the same thing as this over here. Okay, but what we're doing here is this will output a maximum signal strength of 14. This is set to 13. So this is outputting a signal of 13 going into this comparator, which is in subtraction mode. So 13, or 14 minus 13 is 1. So the only time that this will generate a signal going into this repeater is at midday. And when that happens, since this comparator is in subtraction mode, there will be a high enough signal strength where it will turn this off, and this piston will retract at midday. This piston will go up around 1600 ticks in the morning, retract around 4200 ticks in the afternoon. It will go back up at 7700 ticks and retract at 10,400 ticks. So to show that, let's do this. 1,500. That's down. Now at 1,600 ticks, it should go up. Bam, there it goes up. So it would stay up until midday. Time set. So I'll set this to 4,100. That'll give us about 100 ticks. Now in about 100 ticks, that will retract because it will be midday. Very nearly midday. And that gives them enough time to gather around that bell. That seems to be really important, because if they aren't able to do that, this farm will stop at a certain point. You won't get any more iron. At 7,700 ticks, this should go back up. So let's set it to 7,600. Or it will go back up. I know it will. And in a few seconds, he'll pop back up and frighten the villagers some more. But of course, and we get another golem. In the evening, they need time to work again. And this will retract at 10,400 ticks. So let's set this to 10,300. No, 300. So at 10,300, it should retract. And as you can see, there's daylight left. That gives these guys plenty of time to go to their job blocks and work and fulfill all of the requirements to continue to spawn golems. So let me get back, and I'll hold on this for a couple of seconds so you can look at it. And as I said, this has 13 pages that are important, and this has 9 pages that are important. So the white circuit takes 9, the blue circuit takes 13. This down here is a simple 17 by 17 platform with walls built up. I'm an idiot, and I built this in a biome that gets snow, and all this was turning to ice. That's why these torches are here. You don't need those there, obviously. But, 2.5 blocks tall for the wall. So that's, with the walls, it's 19 by 19. This is a 5 by 5. Let me get down underneath here. This is a 5 by 5 with walls built up. And there's 12 beds in there. And of course, 1 bell. And this is just really simple. It's using, I think I covered this already. I'm so forgetful. Sorry. Just 1 water source block flowing out. It's pretty simple. That's where this all started, really. I just wanted to build a simple little farm because I don't have a lot of resources in my skyblock. So this is pushing the limit of what I can do. You can see down here, 4 blocks tall, some signs on the second blocks up. Definitely do not forget that middle sign. Let me get over here so you can see it a little bit better. Don't forget that, obviously. Otherwise, lava will flow down. There's 2 source blocks for lava. So if you don't have 2 buckets of lava, this isn't going to work very well. You might be able to get away with it. And of course, you don't need these hoppers at first. How much do we have in there? Yeah, you don't need these hoppers at first, because I put some blocks underneath here and just ran around to get the iron, because I don't have any iron in my sky block, so that's why I need this. So I'm sure this probably isn't very complete, but I figured I'd make something really quick, and if it's not very clear and you can't build it, let me know, and I will do a more in-depth tutorial. I mean, the redstone is pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. So hopefully this will help you out. Thanks for watching.